Hello, and today I'm going to talk about a hormone called thyroxine or T4, right? Now, our neck has got this thyroid gland. It's a butterfly shaped gland, right? And it makes this hormone and has got the iodine in it, right? So actually it is a, you can say, basically it monitors amount of energy used by our body and elevates the speed of different chemical reactions in the cells, right, that are inside our body. This hormone can be synthesized in the laboratories also. This is also one of the possibilities. And this hormone can be used to treat patients coming up with this thyroid gland you can say dysfunctions or ailments. This gland is an essential part of you can say of our body, right, of all body systems. And these all body systems are even affected by this hormone, and one has to monitor its levels. It has got the different levels, like, so you have to monitor the levels, that whether it should not go below the below the range, that balanced range, and it should not go above that range. So just to monitor the that balanced level, you need to see an endocrinologist, right? He is the doctor, actually, he that specializes in this particular field, and he could suggest T3 or T4, because it is also called a T4 test, right? T3 or T4 test, depending upon different blood tests, results which can come up, the results he got after going through different blood tests of the patient that is having this type of problem regarding this hormone called thyroxine or T4. So it is basically a gland that is a thyroxine, and that is a thyroid gland, right? It is butterfly shaped, and it's all about this hormone. So it's a vital hormone in the blood produced by a gland called thyroid gland. As I just mentioned, it performs multiple functions. Now, yes, like helping in digestion, right? It helps you in digesting food, and of course, it can makes a healthier brain, right? And strong bones, and of course, muscular functions it can perform. And of course, it is a hormone that regulates metabolism, a different type of metabolism of lipids, that is fats, right? And proteins, and of course carbohydrates. It is also regulates oxygen level in the tissues, which is inside our body tissues. It maintains all the oxygen levels of our tissues that are inside our body. And if it gets low, now the problem arises if it gets low or if it gets higher, right? So if it gets low in a blood in a person, in a blood or of a person, the person on the suddenly he will develop hypothyroidism, right? And that can produce difficulty in in sleeping, called obesity, right? He will have this obesity, and a person remain drowsy during the morning timings, during the day timings, and he will feel fatigued, and he will be depressed, right? He will be encountering depression stages, right? And whereas if the thyroxine level increases, right, in the blood, of course, what then again something not good happens to the person who is encountering these problems. That form is called hyperthyroidism, right? And it can produce a sudden weight gain, right? You will feel a sudden change in your weight. Your weight will be more, right? With a very small passage of time, you will be start gaining weight. And you will feel constipation, right? Your gut will not, intestines are called gut. Your gut function will of course be affected, and your it will give you a little bit problem, right? And you will feel tiredness of muscles, and you can feel tiredness, and your muscles will get weak. You will have a weakness, you will feel weakness all over your body, and of course, and sometimes you will feel cramps also. Some sort of, you can say, cramps in your muscles. You will feel muscle cramps, right? And these are all the symptoms of this hyperthyroidism, right? So the one can encounter these symptoms. So suddenly you need to see your endocrinologist at that moment. Okay, so as far as I have read about this thyroidism and this, this typical hormone, I thought I should discuss with this. I'm Professor Dr. Moina Akhtar Mughal from Dr.Mchem Institute of Chemistry, University of St. Jamshedpur, and I'm here again with something new, something interesting, and something very much, interesting for those who are not familiar with this T4 test. Everyone knows about this T4 thyroid test. Everyone goes for nowadays. It's a very common thing. Almost one out of every third person is encountering this problem, the thyroid problem. So they need to see the endocrinologist, and of course sometimes they suggest the operation to remove that part of the gland, the thyroid gland. Sometimes it's nodular. They find different type of nodules, and they try to remove it through the surgical process. And sometimes they recommend some drugs to control this it's all activity. If it is its activity is increased, or if its activity is decreased, both are not in the favor of a normal human, right? So now if you you will feel, this is also one of the this is also one of the symptoms, that you will feel fatigued, you will feel weakness, right? You will feel cramps, and your brain will become foggy. Your brain fog, that means it is damaging that your memory, that part of the brain that holds your memory, and it will affect your memory, and it makes the person unable to think with more clarity, right? Person will feel confused. It will not be that much clear in his thoughts, right? And one more symptom that this hyperthyroidism it gives is that you will have very thin hair, right? Your hair you'll start getting thinner and thinner, and of course all over body, and all over the body, on the scalp hair, and all over the body, your hair will get thinner. So this is also one of the. Okay, now two very important contents in our diet. The diet which take regularly contains iodine and tyrosine. These are helpful in preparing thyroxine, right? This thyroxine. What were those? Of course, iodine. You can get it from the iodized salts also, right? That's why we are recommended to take not the simple salts, but the iodized salts, the salts that contain iodine in them. So these two contents, that is iodine and tyrosine, these are, you can say, they play a very important role in our diet, and they are helpful in preparing thyroxine. They will help you out in preparing thyroxine, this hormone, right? T4 hormone. And from of course, the thyroid gland, that gland that is present inside the neck, right? So we get most of the iodine from iodized salt, as I just mentioned. And if the thyroxine hormone level gets lower, it will result to produce goiter. Now, what is a goiter? Goiter is again in humans, of course. It's you can see, sometimes you have seen a bulge in the neck or swelling in the neck, right? So the thyroid gland it gets bulged, swells up, you can say it swells up, it will become huge in size, and it was visible. So that is called goiter, right? You will produce goiter. And if proper treatment is not given to the patient by time by the recommended time period, if the patient is not being given the proper treatment, he will suffer a lot. So the supplements are there. There are a lot of supplements which endocrinologists endocrinologist can suggest to the patient. And those supplements, these are all, I mean, they will helps in maintaining the thyroxine level to be balanced, to be more balanced. So this is also one of the, I mean, points which were in my mind, and I thought I should. So thyroid gland is responsible for storage of protein. Now, one main thing which you are supposed to learn is that it is now responsible for the storage of proteins, that is iodine and tyrosine, right? What is the protein? That is iodine plus tyrosine. Now, it's a amino acid polymer. It's an amino acid polymer named as thyroglobulin, right? Thyroglobulin. Now, these terms are a little bit difficult, but they are now, once you are familiar, you will be able to understand. Now, this thyroglobulin, the molecules hold 140 units of this tyrosine, right? How much? 140 units of tyrosine, along with other amino acids. There are other amino acids also. So now there's another enzyme, that is iodoperoxidase. It's an enzyme that it turns nucleophilic iodide anions, that are what type of anions? Nucleophilic iodide anions from our diet, the diet which we take, especially the salt, that is the iodized salt which we take in our normal diet, to an electrophilic iodine, right? And this electrophilic iodine reacts with the tyrosine by an electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions. So this was something very interesting which I thought I must share with you, that this thing happens, that now electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, they comes into this this talk. So this was a brief review of this hormone, which we call it thyroxine. And of course, I thought that I must share a few points with you people, so that you will be able to follow what is thyroxine, or T4. It is also called T4. And it will maybe help you out in answering different questions. Now, I have the structure of thyroxine with me, which I have drawn just to make you see the structure. This is like that. This structure is like that. So it's a thyroxine molecule, right? You can see this is its structure. So this was something about thyroxines. I hope you like this today's lecture, and you will learn it, and you will watch it, and you will of course have some idea about now this hormone, that is thyroxine, and now how it goes along, and what type of a role it plays in balancing the hormonal changes in our body, and what type of if it gets if its value goes down, then what happens? If it lowers down, what happens? And if it crosses the upper limit, what happens? Hyper and hypothyroidism, both the things I have explained to you. So I hope you will like it, and you will share among with your friends, and you will learn it, and you will now learn with more concentration. You will learn this, and you will go through this topic, because maybe you will in someday you will have to answer some questions regarding this this beautiful topic, that is thyroxine, or T4. So hope to see you again with something new, something more interesting and exciting. Please take care of yourself, and go through my lectures. And if you like it, then of course gives a thumbs up to Dr. Moina. Otherwise, it's up to your choice. So thank you very much. See you again.